In this segment, we're going to take a look at escaping a direct belay. So right now, I have my partner on belay via a plaquette device that's clipped directly to the master point of the anchor. And something's happened to them. They got hit by rock fall, they're unable to continue climbing. I need to transition to a counterbalance rappel to descend down to them, potentially help them medically, and then descend to the ground. The problem is that my rappel device is currently locked up in the anchor, operating as direct life support for my partner. So the first step here is I'm going to tie an overhand on a bite on the brake strand of the plaquette. That's going to allow me to go hands-free and not have to worry about it at all. Now I'm going to create a bridge that will be a clem heist attached to the load strand, then we'll go back up to the anchor and attach to the anchor via a munter mule overhand. Get my cord out. I'm going to undo my cord. Could do it doubled, doesn't really matter. I like to do it singled. I'm going to create a bite knot in the end of the cord that is slightly bigger than my head with the helmet on. Now I'm going to wrap down towards the load. Bring the long tail through the bite, creating the clem heist. Always want to test it, make sure it's going to bite. That's going to bite. Now I'm going to bring that up to the anchor and attach it to the anchor with the munter mule overhand. And if I go into the back side of the shelf, I've got a nice clean place that I'm not currently using for anything else. So I'm going to tie my munter hitch, making sure to lock my carabiner. I'm going to flip the munter over so it's in the braking or lowering position. I'm going to pull out all the slack. Then I'm going to fix that munter with a mule knot, backed up by an overhand on a bite. Excellent. So now I can release the plaquette. And to do that, I'm just simply going to grab the orange carabiner, the rope bearing carabiner on the plaquette, and I'm just going to ratchet it. I just need a couple inches of slack. And now my device is unweighted. However, if I take the rope out of the device, my partner will be hanging on a single friction hitch. And friction hitches do weird things. We don't really want to put direct life support on a single friction hitch. So I'm actually going to go down the brake strand, and I'm going to tie another overhand on a bite with a good 3.5, 4 foot loop between me and the device. And I'm going to attach that to the anchor. And that could be with a locking carabiner, or if you're running tight on lockers, two opposite opposed carabiners will work great. So if we step back and now look at the big picture, I've got my temporary bridge, which is the clem heist and munter mule overhand. I have my plaquette, which is where I started this entire system. And then I have a hard knot, an overhand on the bite, that's clipped directly to the master point with two opposite opposed carabiners. So now I can remove my Repel device from the system. And there's a slick way to do this. I'm simply going to unattach the plaquette primary attachment carabiner, then I'm going to drop the load strand right back into there, making sure to lock that carabiner. And now my Repel device is set up, and I'm just about ready to repel. I could clip this directly to my belay loop. I'm going to extend it. It's just sort of my habit. It doesn't have to be done this way, but it's kind of my preference. Now I'm going to attach the Repel device to a basket hitch sling off the front of my harness, making sure to relock that carabiner. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my third hand on, and I'm going to run it directly off the belay loop. Auto block tied, locking the carabiner, making sure this bites. Looks great to me. Excellent. So now, just to zoom out again I have my bridge in place as direct life support. I'm also in a counterbalance Repel with my partner, and I've got this Ono backup knot that's clipped hard into the anchor. So at this juncture, I can go ahead and remove the Ono knot. I'm also into this system twice in two different safe places. One, I'm in counterbalance with my partner, and two, I'm still attached to the anchor via clove hitch. So at this juncture, I can go ahead and remove my clove hitch tether. And last but not least, before I prepare to descend down this cliff, I want to get the rope down there. So I'm just going to pick up this whole pile of rope and I'm going to throw it down the cliff, trying not to hit my partner. Guarda! Awesome. I want to suck up all the slack out of my device. I want to set my third hand nice and high. I'm now going to get myself in a good braced position, and I'm going to release this bridge via the muncher mule overhand. As I lower him out, his weight is going to transition into a counterbalance with myself. That's why I need to be in a good braced position. Awesome. I want to retrieve my carabiner. I'm already having a bad day. Who knows how much gear I need down there? Might as well just take it with me. Now, this clemheist is already on the rope. I'm actually going to attach it back to me with about 2.5 feet of rope between, or cordelette, excuse me, between me and the clemheist. And this long tail, I'm just going to shove it in the front of my harness, get it out of the way. Now I can rappel down to my partner. As I'm doing that, with my left hand, I'm managing my third hand, and with my right hand, I'm managing the clemheist so that I can bring it downhill with me. And as I come down to my partner, I'm just simply going to butt this clemheist up directly against their figure eight follow through. Now, as I start to pass my partner here, this clemheist is going to come tight between me and them, and we are going to start rappelling together. And away we go.